Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 242, and I am on my way to the first casino. I've been driving for about a little over an hour already. Just had a lot of things to take care of in the car. Today is, Friday, 36 degrees outside. Looks like the weather is clearing up, and looks like it's going to be a nice day. Not sure what the high is going to be. I would suspect it's probably going to be in the 40s for the high. So good enough weather for me. As long as there's no snow, I'm good. Looks like the high is going to be 59. So you got to love it. So on my way to the first casino. No, looks like the high is 45. On my way to the first casino, and there should be just slots there. And then I'm going to have 2 to 3 sessions of blackjack, and then we'll reevaluate, figure out where we are time-wise, and figure out what we're going to do next. I have a couple options from there. I do have a team meeting today, and that should be about 30 minutes after I arrive at the first casino. This casino has a new game, and this game can have very long sessions, so hopefully I don't get stuck too long on it. If I do, I may have to take part of a day off, because it can be a very big hit if you get the right conditions on that game. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Looks like I'm going to have a little over 30 minutes, so that should be plenty of time. So don't have to worry about it too much. And then we'll try to round out the week with a couple good blackjack sessions, and then we'll add everything up and see where we are. I believe for the week I am ahead about 7,500 right now, and if we can add another 1,500 to that, that would be great. And then this weekend I will get everything in my spreadsheet and figure out where I am. But I suspect I'm pretty close to being caught up to where I need to be for the year, to get my goal for the year. I have caught up a lot on a lot of the podcasts on the plane to Vegas, from Vegas. The drive yesterday, the drive today is going to be big. And as you know, one of the podcasts I listen to is, I listen to the Bible in a year, then I'm doing a catechism in a year, and I'm only about 12 days behind on that one. I think I can probably get caught up by the end of next week and be done. I think next year I'm going to go back to the Bible in a year again, because I did enjoy it. The first couple times I went through it, there's a lot of Old Testament stuff that was kind of boring, you could say, like numbers and stuff like that. But when you step back and you look at the full picture and you've seen the whole movie, so to speak, then you can go back and really enjoy finer details, and I think that's where I am. Also, a lot of the podcasts for gambling that I listen to, for credit card stuff that I listen to, and then a lot of YouTube stuff that I need to catch up on. So lots of hours of stuff, and so it'll keep me busy for sure. But right now, I'm still a couple hours away from my first stop. So I'm going to sit back and relax, enjoy the ride, and I'll be back to update you after that first stop. Alright guys, just leaving this casino. I was in there for, only about 20 minutes. And I focused my play on only 2 machines, 3 machines. So the first machine sat down, and within about, it was 589 spins, which I ran through in less than 10 minutes. I was just flying through those spins, and I ended that down $8, down or up $8, something like that. And then moved on to another machine, and I'm trying to think here, played that for 5 spins and made about $20 on that one. And then one more machine for 1 spin and made a few bucks on that one. And that was everything that I could find. This casino has a guy that comes in early in the morning and really everyone else comes in the evening, but if he's ever not here, the day that I come in, I find a ton of plays. So anyway, I ended my session ahead $45, and at this point I have 12 minutes till my meeting, and so we're going to try to get 10 miles down the highway here, and then after the meeting starts, my manager starts with his little intro. I want to talk about this and this and this, and while he's babbling about that, I'll find a gas station to pull over at, and then we'll join the party on the call. And usually I'm one of the first ones to talk. Then while everyone else is talking, I can continue my drive. So right now I'm a little over an hour away from my next casino, so it'll all work out. By the time I get to the casino, the shift change would have happened, and I should be good. I don't see any chance of getting there before that shift change, so might as well embrace it and relax. So I'm picking up points with this new machine that they put in, and now I've got no doubt I'll make it as far as my point level that I need for this company, so I'm not even stressing about it anymore. I'll easily make it. And Caesars, I noticed, is slowly giving me those 5 times points that I was hoping for. I thought it took a couple weeks to get them, so it may be that this is just my base points that I'm getting right now, and if that's true, then it should be no problem. It still shows I'm about 200,000 away as far as coin in by the end of the year, which I think is doable, so we'll see. Anyway, right now we're moving on to the next casino. It's raining outside, and the roads aren't great, and traffic is picking up, but we're okay, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, I'm back. So I was going to pull over to do the meeting, but I ran into some bad traffic on the highway. So I just stayed on the highway, and the meeting took about 30 minutes, and I drove about 5 miles in those 30 minutes. So I think I'm getting close to the end of the bad traffic. Yeah, still a little nasty out there, but should only be a few more minutes of bad traffic, and then should be back on track again. So that all worked out. I didn't have to pull over. I was concerned because the next exit that I could have used is one that you can't get back on the highway from. So then I'm like, man, I'm going to get off on this exit, and then I have to do all these back roads to get back on the highway. And then the next exit was like 4 miles away, and I didn't want to have that background noise. So it all worked out that there was traffic, and it slowed me down, and there was nothing as far as noise in my background. So you can hear I'm on the highway right now, and you can hear how quiet it is. So anyway, continuing on my trip here, turns out I was on call this week, and nobody took over my duties, so I will take care of all of that tonight, and everything should be fine. It should only take me 4 hours or something like that, and I'll be caught up as far as that. And then anything coming in today, I'll take it as it comes in, and no big deal, should be fine. So that's what's going on right now. We're moving on still to the next casino. I'm still about 45 more minutes away once traffic starts up again, and hopefully get a couple good blackjack sessions in, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm glad to say that was a low stress session. I looked around the slots, found 0, went and played a little bit of blackjack, came back, looked at slots, found 0, saw a lot of people checking, so there were no slot plays available. And then as far as blackjack, I bought in for 500 at a table and pretty much stayed flat for a long time. My low for the session was only minus 200, and I ended a shoe at exactly plus 500, so I took a walk. And that's the kind of low stress sessions that I want. I don't want to be memorable. I want to be in and out. This was a different dealer that I normally don't get, and she didn't even get a chance to have the pit put me in the computer. So I was in and out in no time, and no stress for me, no stress for them. And it picked up the cash and walked out. In walking around there, I did see some of the normal people checking machines, and we're pretty friendly at this point. I know a lot of these people in this area can get pretty aggressive, but I've never had an issue. So anyway, I am moving on to another casino. I don't expect that blackjack would be open here yet because my session was kind of short at the last casino. But if it is open, we're going to try to take advantage of it. If not, we're going to see what other table opportunities there are. And I haven't really specifically talked about things, but you kind of would get the idea if I, mention things in a certain way, what type of play it is. I just don't want to give anything away in an area that's not my area where other people are exploiting it. So I don't want to give those secrets out. But this next place has a couple decent machines that have longer term plays. I think I've had a card here, but like 20 years ago, and I don't know if I want to get one because I never have any really long plays anyway. I've never gotten a W2 at this place, so I've always been under the radar. They don't even know my first name, my last name, anything about me. I've never had any serious heat here, and I have pit bosses that would protect me here too. So I think everything is cool, and it's not worth getting a card here for a couple $100 a week in free play. Probably not worth it if I've been exploiting this place for 4 years. So anyway, gonna let you go right now. I'm gonna move on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. I think things are starting to look up. I mean, I lost money there, but I still think that I'm starting to go at least in the right direction now, where before I was either making a little or losing a lot. Now I'm breaking even or making a little. So it's a lot better than it was before. I played a few slots, and at one point I was up as much as like 160 or something like that, 140. But just didn't work out. I was involved for like $800, got back to about even, ended the session down $60 on the slots. Played blackjack on a $25 table, spreading from 25 to 250 for almost an hour, and ended the session even after being involved as much as 1,500. I was down as much as 1,500, involved for 1,800, and just couldn't make it work. And I got a little bit of heat for the first time. So at this place, I don't know what their deal is, and I wasn't even doing anything. I was checking out a table that's doesn't have an advantage, and I was just checking it out, betting small, like tiny, like minimum bets. And then I raised it to 2 times and then 4 times the bet, but it was still a micro bet. And they came, and the pit boss, first of all, they got on the phone, and I'm like, what is going on? And then different pit boss came over, and he said, wait, don't deal it. I'm like, what is going on? How much do you have out there? Okay, how much is table limit? Like 20 times that much? 50 times that much? Okay, go ahead. So I got out of there. I was just trying to see if I could see something, and obviously they were very protective of it. And there was one talented dealer that I did go to his table, and he's no longer talented, so someone had a little talk with him. So that's too bad, because I never really made a lot of money off of him. So, but what am I going to do here? So anyway, right now I'm going to head toward home. It's going to start getting busy. So I'm going to go to another casino in the direction of home, and then figure out what to do from there. Not the way I would have liked the day to go, but we're still up, what, 600 or 700, something like that? 700? I have no idea. Something like that. Let me take a look here. This morning I made 645, so about $600. What are you going to do? That happens sometimes. We still have a good spot that we're going to go to with some good slots, and we'll see what we can get done there, and then get home at a decent hour, hang out with the family. I may even take the family out for dinner tonight. What do you think about that? I'm going to call the wife and say, hey, what are we doing for dinner? and maybe we can go somewhere. So anyway, right now it's 46 degrees. Traffic is getting heavier, but not bad. Still early in the day, but I live so far away from here. It's gonna take a long time to get there, and I don't know what. I'm trying to run things back in my head here. Walk in and play a couple slots. That might have been something for them if they looked at the video, because I looked at slots first. And I never really have a problem, although last time there was a quorum coming. All of a sudden there was a group of people near the table. I mentioned it on the podcast. I didn't understand what was going on. And then this time, and I got friends now who are pit bosses and who are security people, and I went up to the two security guards. One of them's a security manager, and shook his hand and the other guy's hand. And then I went back to playing, and then I went to that one table and had the issue there where it was like a big deal. And then I left that and went back to blackjack, and then there was some talking in the ear of the dealer, and the dealer told me to play the side bet. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I would have hit for so much money on that stupid side bet. I mean, I probably hit it 1 out of every 3 hands, and it pays up to let's say 50 to 1. It's not 50 to 1, but close to that. And it just would have paid a ton. But you know, everybody knows, and I know in the long run it's a loser, and I'm not going to play it. She's like, "Oh, you lose so much. Why do you not try?" I'm like, "I not try because I'm going to lose more, because I'm trying to win at a 0.41 house advantage, counting cards, and I can't win. And you want me to play at an 8% house advantage and think I'm going to win?" But I don't see. Maybe I'm just seeing shadows that aren't really there. So maybe nothing is going on, and I'm imagining it. Hopefully, that's all it is. I don't really like this place much anyway, but I've tolerated it because I have less options than I did before. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Just gonna let you go right now and move on. I'll be back. Yeah, I forgot about something actually. I did cash out some chips from the first table I played, and I actually won 200 on that table. Right? Did I win 200 or 300? I believe. No, I won 300 on that table because I bought in for 3 and I cashed out 600. So plus 300 on the first blackjack table, minus 60 on the slots, and even on the second blackjack table. So I actually ended up not too shabby there, but right, because it was. Yeah, so that's where we were. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I apologize. I found the money in my pocket. It was plus 250. So plus 250 on the first table, minus 60 on the slots, and then 0 on the second table. Alright, guys, I am back. Just leaving this casino. Kind of dark in here, actually. And, had a kind of an exciting time. Actually, I'm gonna need to stop for gas again. Oh, say it ain't so. I can't believe it. I gotta stop again. So I left home. I eventually stopped for gas, and now there's no way I can even make it back home without filling up again. And actually, looks like I'm gonna be meeting the family for dinner. I'm thinking, just from the direction I'm coming from, it may make sense just to meet them there. I have to map it out and see. So I might just meet them there to celebrate special occasions. So that's all good. But I came in here, and first machine I looked at had something that was in range, scarily in range, because it was a high limit machine, and it was about $10 a spin. And I was ready to go. I was ready for a battle, but I got lucky. It only cost me about $300 to hit it, and paid $1,045, something like that, $1,042, something like that. And then started walking around looking at other stuff, and then saw one of my friends here who, she knows how to play, but like she said to me today, my problem is I like to play everything, not just the good stuff, but everything. And so she blows it all back. But, she gets more free play than me. Well, yeah, because she loses more money and she plays more. I play specific things and I win. And so I'm trying to think of what the other thing I played was. What else? Oh, yeah. Then I played this other machine that was like, I took a video for my friends to show them. There's only 5 betting levels on this thing, and 3 of them had a play on them. And 2 of them actually ended up losing money, and 1 of them made some money on about $3 a spin, made another $100 or so, and ended up leaving the session overall ahead $835. So as good as the rest of my whole day, mostly from 1 machine and all from 2 machines. So at this point, just thinking things through, I think it makes a lot of sense to head toward home right now. There's still one more place I can hit if I want to, but let's head toward home. It looks like there's a lot of traffic, and then when I get a little bit closer, decide what I want to do. So let's go through our segments. What did you eat today, MW? And to be honest with you, I really didn't. I had a small bag of chips this morning, and I had a little bit of beef jerky, and that's about it. So, and actually the bag of chips had popped in my car, so it wasn't the best tasting bag of chips. And then the beef jerky was really good, but that's not really a meal. So good beef jerky though. And then what did you tip today, MW? And I'm thinking back. First table I tipped 0. And the second table I tipped 0. And then the third table, that's the one with the 1 person. And then we did that, and then I tipped 0. So $0 today in tips. And think about it this way. Let's say, I'm betting whatever, hundreds of dollars a hand, and I tip just 1 quarter, right? One $25 chip at the 3 tables that I played today, right? That's $75. That's going to pay for a lot of my meal that I'm going to buy my family. Why would I buy your family a meal instead of my own family a meal? I work hard for my money. I work hard for your money. But anyway, so that's where we are. I'm going to head toward home, figure out what's going to happen here, and then decide what route I'm going to take home, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back as I am continuing my trip home, or toward home anyway, flashing back to some of the things that happened today. And one of the things that happened today is while I was playing a game, and a lot of these pit bosses started gathering around, and they're like thinking I went over the limit for some reason, but there's no way I went over the limit. And I said something to the dealer like I've said to you before, just messing around, just laughing. And I said, man, what's up with these people? They just want to keep coming over here to look at me? I said, I'm like candy to these people. And neither the pit boss nor the dealer enjoyed that joke, but I don't know what's been going on. But I'm getting a lot more looks now all of a sudden. Maybe it has something to do with whatever backed me off that one casino. Maybe these guys subscribe to it somehow. I have no idea. So hopefully that's not what's going on. And I was thinking back to some of the poker I played at the Win, and there was a hand that I played where I had 2 pair, and the turn gave me a 2 pair, and it gave the other guy a flush, and there was a 3rd guy in the hand, and I raised with my 2 pair, and the guy to my left folds, and I think that the hand is over, so I flip my cards over, show you the 2 pair, and the guy at the other end of the table goes, wait a minute, hold on, and I put my hands over it, and I don't know if he's seen it or not, and he says, well, don't worry about it, you're going to fold here in a second anyway, I've got a flush, and there's a flush possible. So I'm trying to think, okay, he probably saw my hand, and he's probably just giving me a line to get me to fold. and he probably doesn't have a flush. So I'm going to go for it. So I go all in. Now he's thinking about it all of a sudden, and he ends up calling, and supposedly he has a flush, but I river a full house, and he mucks without showing. So I don't know if he really had the flush or not, but ended up mucking the hand anyway. So I'm just thinking back to all the things that happened over there. There was at least one blackjack game that I didn't even mention on the podcast. It was a double deck game that I only played for a few minutes. Then they were breaking up the table. Uh-oh, did I go the wrong way? What's going on here? Maybe I did. So anyway, I'm going to a different place than I normally go to on my way home. I'm stopping somewhere, so looks like I missed one of my turns, but we'll try again here in a minute. There's another turn coming up in about 3 miles. But yeah, I mean, today was all right. I got saved at the end there by that machine, but overall, this area is not producing like it used to. I have a lot of limitations. I'm worrying a lot and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to mention one other thing too. And there's a guy that's part of a group that I talked to, and he sent me a message, a private message, and said, "Man, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. I'm having a rough time." And totally respect this guy, and he reminded me exactly of what's been going on with me with the 3 losing months in a row of blackjack. And I don't know if I've ever had that before, but in between all that, I had big ups, big downs, back and forth, and all this stuff. And I got grumpy for a while, and I'm still a little bit grumpy. I'm still kind of hesitant on some of my plays. But like I told him, sometimes you just got to go back to basics, and it stinks, and you hate to do it, but you got to know that your game is right. And when you're going through a rough streak like that, like I did, then lots of times you may make bad decisions without you realizing it. You may be pushing things too hard or trying to force a win or something like that, and it makes things worse. And I suggested that maybe he slow down and look at his game, and he thought that was a good idea. So, I never claim to be an expert. I just tell it to you as it is, and I give you my ups and downs, and talk to you about my failures and my mistakes that I make and stuff. And it takes a big person to do that, because when you're admitting that you made a mistake, then you can grow. If you make up reasons why it wasn't your fault, or whatever it might be, they did this, or someone else made me do that, or it's not fair, or something like that, then you're not really growing, because you're still claiming in your head to yourself that you did nothing wrong, and that what your play is correct, even if it's not, because you're not thinking things through properly. So I just want to say, I'm the first one to say that I probably lost more hands than 99% of people in the world, but I used a lot of those experiences to learn, and because of that, it made me a better person. And I've made mistakes from the beginning till now, and I'll continue to make mistakes, but if you continue to fine-tune your game, you're better off in the long run. So, all right, I don't know where I'm going now, but I am going the right way. I was just going so fast when I turned, my map thought that I didn't turn, so it made that noise like that. But I'll update you on Sunday with the total results about how this week went, but I believe I'm up about between 9,000 and 10,000. I'm not positive. Hopefully it's that high. And we're moving right along. We're going into December already. I can't believe it. This last casino I was just in, I'll walk through, and they made some major changes to their table situation. And so I just went through and counted all the tables and double checked all the rules and stuff to make sure I have everything right. And I'll be updating that on BJ21 this weekend. I just got to remember to do it. So right now, I'm going to continue my trip. I'm just going to let you go. It's raining outside, 45 degrees. It's starting to get dark. And I'm just going to head home from here. And If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.